Hey there, it's Corson-Knowles, and in this video I want to talk to you about integrity when it comes to building your business and email marketing in particular, but really every area of business and every area of life. I think integrity is really the key to enduring success. So one of the phrases that really resonates for me when it comes to integrity is do what you say you will do, right? I mean, if you promise your customers you're going to give them a free report when they sign up for your list, give them that free report. It's so basic, it's so simple. If you say, you're going to be somewhere at a certain time or meet someone at a certain time or call them at a certain time, do what you say you will do. It's a very basic principle, but it goes a long way to showing that you do have integrity when you do what you say you will do. But it's not just about doing what you say you're going to do when you make promises to other people, but when you make promises to yourself, right? I mean, that's a huge part of integrity as well. I mean, if you say, hey, I'm going to set up my email list and get 1,000 subscribers in the next 6 months, or I'm going to start my blog, or I'm going to start my website or create this product. If you make those promises to yourself, if you write down those goals, stick to it. Do what you say you're going to do. If you say you're going to work on your website this weekend, do it. And then when that day comes, you don't spend your time watching TV and messing around and twiddling your thumbs or getting busy or distracted with something else. You focus on doing what you say you're going to do. And keep that promise to yourself as well as to your subscribers, your customers, your followers, your team members, your family, everyone important in your life. Follow, this principle of just do what you say you're going to do. Now, when it comes to integrity with email marketing and really anything in business, here are some key questions I like to ask myself to make sure that I am in integrity with every product I create, with every email I send, with everything I do in business that can impact my customers and impact the business. I ask myself these questions to make sure I'm on the right track, and you can use these same questions in your business to make sure you're on the right track for you. So the first thing is I just ask, is this good for my customer or prospect, right? Is this good for them? And if I'm going to send an email out, it's got to be good for them. It's got to, have helpful information, or maybe if I'm doing a sales email and I'm asking my customers to go buy a product, I better make sure that that's a good product for my customers. I better make sure that the product is the right fit for that market and that it's a good product, that I've tried it, that it's something I believe in and that I use or that I trust, that I know is going to help them, right? Because if it's just garbage and you're just selling it to make money, people are going to pick up on that. And yeah, you can still make money that way, but you're not going to build a really enduring, lasting business, and you're not really going to be proud of what you've created because, deep down, even if it's just subconsciously, you know that you weren't really helping people and that you weren't really doing things that were best for your customers and prospects. So always do what's best for your customers and prospects, even if you have to, forgo a sale to tell someone, hey, this product probably isn't the right fit for you. Do it, because that relationship you build with your list and that relationship you have with yourself of having complete integrity is worth way more than the one-time sale, right? Anyone who's really, really successful in business knows that business success financially is not about the one-time sale. It's about long-term relationships. Long-term relationships lead to long-term success. Long-term relationships with your email list lead to long-term sales. Short-term relationships and short-term thinking lead to short-term sales and short-term businesses. And some people think that way, and there's nothing really right or wrong about that. But if you're looking for enduring, lasting financial success, if you're looking for what most people call passive income or residual income, that only comes from building a great relationship with your customers and with your prospects. So another great question I like to ask myself is this helping people? How is this helping my customers? Is this making the world a better place? Do you really believe that what you're doing is making the world a better place? Because if you don't, you might want to think about doing something different, right? Because, in my opinion, life is short, and it's not very meaningful unless you're doing work that you really love and you believe is actually making the world a better place. So I love to work on projects where I think, okay, this is going to make the world a better place, right? That's why I created this course, because I know if we can get more young startup new entrepreneurs growing their businesses, getting their message out there with email marketing, we can make the world a better place by helping more people get the information, the products, the services that they need to make their lives better, right? And for me, it's all about education. This course is about education. My emails I send are all about education. Everything I do is about education because, like I shared before, I truly believe that knowledge put into action makes the world a better place. And so everything I do in my life really revolves around that. And when it comes to work and this business, revolves around that main focus, that main mission of, how do I make the world a better place by getting people more knowledge and helping them put that knowledge into action. So, use these same questions for your business to get you on the right track. And maybe you have a different mission, and maybe you have a different purpose and different goals, and that's fine. But you can still use these same principles on which to build the foundation of your business that's going to equal long-term success. Okay, so the next question is, how can I add more value and help more people? And this is a great question when you're looking to grow your business, right? So once you already have a product or a service, ask yourself, how can I add more value to this product? How can I add more value to this service? How can I add more value to this customer, right? And how can you help more people, right? So there's really only two ways to grow a business. One is, to sell more to the same customers you have, right? To add more value and get more money from your customers because you've added more value. Or to take the same value you have, the same product and service you have, and just reach more people with that product and service. Those are really the two main ways to grow a business. So always ask yourself, how can you do those two things? How can you add more value to your products to make more from your existing customers? And how can you help more people? How can you reach more people with the products you already have? That's how you grow a business, right? And with email marketing, and with this whole mindset of philosophy of marketing that I have, it's all about how do you serve people more? How do you make them better products, better services? How do you help them with your existing products and services? How do you help them use them better, right? Just because someone buys an autoresponder, for example, doesn't mean they're actually getting the benefit out of that in their business unless they actually have the tools and the training and the resources to learn how to use it effectively. So that's one of the reasons I created this course, is to show you how to use your autoresponder effectively to grow your business and to grow your email list. Okay, and then finally, I just want to talk about values. Whatever your values are, stick to them. And everyone has different values. I mean, some of us are very religious, some of us are not. Some of us are, very political, some of us are not. Some of us are really into health, some of us are really into fitness, some of us are really into investing and money, some of us are really into shopping. We all have different values and different interests in our life. And it's not about what's right or wrong, it's about what's right for you, right? So when you're a business, stick to your values, right? I'm going to try to not, preach to you too much about my values. I'm going to try to give you the tools and the foundations to figure out what your values are and to use your values to build your business. Because one of the big mistakes I made early on was basically building my business based on other people's values, right? So if I saw marketers that were doing something that, deep down I thought, well, that's kind of sketchy, that's not really ethical, but they would say, oh, well, it works and it makes money, and so I would do it, and then later on I realized, hey, I'm not really happy with it, it's not giving me the results I want, or I don't feel good about making that kind of sacrifice in my values, and so I learned the hard way, don't sacrifice your values for money. It's just not worth it. It's really, really not worth it. The amount of time and effort and energy, mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially is just not going to be worth it if you have to sacrifice your values to make money. That's my personal experience, in my opinion. You can either take my advice or learn yourself and see what you think. But I think deep down inside, we all kind of know, if we believe something is right, we should do that. If we believe something isn't quite right, we should avoid that. But sometimes there's those gray lines where you're not really sure. And for me, personally, I like to trust my gut instinct of, okay, this doesn't really feel right. Well, I'm going to say no. And it's easier to do once you have a bigger business, because once you have a bigger business, you can turn down a money-making opportunity and know that you're still going to have enough money in your bank at the end of the month to pay your bills and to feed your family and to do what you have to do. But when you're struggling for cash, it can be a little bit harder to make those decisions, because people are in different situations. But even if you're in a tough situation, I know even when I was in a tough situation, long term, it never paid off to sacrifice my values just to make money. So stick to your values whenever possible. And this is, again, it's my opinion, but I think honestly you earn more money. In my experience, I earn more money and I have a lot less stress in my life when my values are in line with what I'm doing and I actually have integrity. So that's why I want to share this video with you, because I've learned the hard way. Having integrity is just the best way to live, right? You sleep well at night, you rest well, you're not stressed out. The money comes long term because you're building better relationships with people, because you're sticking true to yourself, staying true to your values, and doing what you think is right. And honestly, if every entrepreneur in the world just stuck to their values, whatever your values are, I think the world would be a much, much better place. So hope this video has been helpful for you. I'll see you in the next video.